Do you remember me?" The sign trembled in her hands as she stood just beyond the rope at Buckingham Palace, eyes locked on the immovable figure in red. He didn't flinch. He didn't even blink. The Queen's Guard stood as they always do, stoic, silent, untouchable. But her fingers were shaking, her heart thundering in her chest. She wasn't just another tourist looking for a reaction. She was Ellie, 27, and the man behind the bearskin hat wasn't a stranger. Or at least, she hoped he wasn't. She mouthed it again, softer this time. "Please, it's me." "Ellie." The crowd shifted around her, some laughing, some confused. "What's she doing?" someone asked. "Is this a prank?" But she didn't care. Her sign, handwritten in black marker, crumpled slightly at the edges, said everything she couldn't say out loud. "Do you remember me?" A simple question, 10 years of pain behind it. She had searched for him online for years. After growing up together in foster care, they'd been split apart at 12. No goodbye, no forwarding address. Just a promise whispered under a starlit sky. "One day, I'll wear a uniform. You'll know where I am." A decade passed. Then, one random night, she saw a TikTok of the Queen's Guard. One frame, one face, one scar under his chin. And she knew. And now, here she was. He hadn't moved a muscle in the 10 minutes she stood there. But then, just as she lowered the sign, ready to give up, something happened. His shoulder twitched. She froze. He took a single step forward, breaking formation. The crowd gasped, phones lifting, voices rising. The Queen's Guard never moves. But he did. Ellie's breath caught in her throat. He stepped again. Then slowly, deliberately, he turned his head, just enough to meet her eyes. Her lips quivered. "Matthew," she whispered. He nodded. She dropped the sign. Her knees buckled. Her sob cracked through the silence like thunder. She fell to the ground, hands covering her face, overwhelmed by the rush of memories, pain, and impossible joy. And then, impossibly, the guard broke from his post entirely. He crossed the rope, removed his bearskin hat, and knelt. The crowd couldn't believe what they were seeing. This wasn't just a protocol breach, this was something sacred. He reached out his hand. She took it. "I never forgot," he said, voice hoarse. "I thought I was the only one," she cried. "No," he whispered. "I told you I'd find you." The people watching were no longer tourists. They were witnesses to a reunion a lifetime in the making. Some cried openly. One man whispered, "This is the most human thing I've ever seen." Another woman dropped her phone and just clasped her hands over her heart. Later that day, the story flooded the internet. Queen's Guard breaks formation for lost love. The palace issued a rare statement acknowledging the moment, calling it an extraordinary act of personal loyalty. But what the headlines couldn't capture was what this meant to them. They had been each other's world in a home that felt like prison. Stolen lunches, whispered secrets, shared birthdays with no candles. And then, separation. He went from home to home. She bounced between cities, but that promise under the stars, he never let it go. He trained, he pushed through the pain, he became a soldier, he joined the guard, and he waited. Until somehow she found him. "I didn't know if it was really you," he said in a quiet interview days later, "but when I saw the sign, my heart remembered before my head did." They stayed in touch, then they never left each other's side. And now, every time someone passes that rope and sees a Queen's Guard standing tall, they wonder, could that be him? Could love really wait that long? The answer stands tall in red and black, with a heart that never stopped listening. Before we end this story, let us know in the comment, where are you watching from? If this story touched you, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and drop a karma in the comments below.